I'm Jim.
And I'm Frank.
And I'm Jerry.
And this is the JFJ Conspiracy Podcast, where the shop talk is rock. Jim, Jerry, this is episode number 118. Good evening.
What? Good evening.
Good
wow. Yeah.
So, had a little technical difficulties before we got on here. So it's funny how technology is. You think you're doing okay, and then that throws you a curveball.
Yeah, it does.
I was just talking to Cindy earlier today about when we were kids. All you really had to worry about was getting home before the street lights came on.
Yep.
There were no telephone. I saw a meme, we were laughing about it. It says, I don't really know how many miles I rode my bike as a kid, but I know it was a lot. It was all.
Yeah, and we never thought about it.
No.
Never thought about it.
No. I'll tell you a quick story. When Dominic was probably 9 or 10 years old or so, we lived on a corner, and one of the streets was a rather busy street, but it was a stop sign there, but a lot of cars blew through there. So I was always telling the kids, be careful, don't chase the ball, everything, just watch out what you're doing. And Dominic would ride his bicycle up and down the street, no problem. He would stay on the sidewalk, and that's how it was. One day I'm out mowing the lawn, and I hear this loud, high-pitched mini bike coming down the street, and I look up the street, and it's Dominic on a scooter or whatever the hell it was. And I said, where did you get over here? So he just kept on going back to his friend's house and dropped it off.
Yeah, he knew better than to stop.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah. And those are the days, like,
we had mini bikes too. Yeah. Out in the street.
I lived where we had dirt. So, if you fell in the dirt. This was on a residential street. It's like, man.
I seem to recall a picture of a young Frank Dragato riding a mini bike with his cousin on the back. I think you're both wearing shorts,
no shoes,
no helmet, no shoes.
Right.
Doing 90. Yeah.
Well, fast as a mini bike would go back then.
Yep.
Full taco or whatever it was.
That's for sure. Back in the day. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a lawnmower engine in a
Briggs and Stratton.
Fast enough to jack you up.
Sure enough. But now kids don't even go outside. All the speeding and things they're doing is right on the video games. So it's just times have changed, folks. That's all.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, earlier in the week, I asked you guys, let's pick 3 of your favorite AC/DC songs today.
Yeah.
Because we know it's an ever-changing thing. They've got 18 albums out.
Yeah.
And, a lot of their music does sound alike because they are the same core band pretty much throughout the years.
Did you say chord?
I said 3 of them, 3 chords. Yes. Oh, and let's start with you, Jerry. What are your 3 favorite AC/DC songs today?
Big Balls. Because when I first heard it, I go, that is literally the whole song is one-liners.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you can take it either way. Who Made Who?
Huh?
That just ticks I can hear 5 seconds of it and start doing the head thing.
Sure.
And then for sure, Problem Child.
Oh.
I just love that. But yeah, for today, Frank.
Yep. So good.
Oh, it is.
It is a good song.
It is.
Yeah. My memory of Big Balls was probably out washing my car or something in the driveway, garage doors open, I got the radio blasting, and my dad coming out and hearing that song and just losing it.
Mm-hmm.
What is he saying? What is this?
What are you listening to?
I think, if I'm not mistaken,
one line after one.
Yeah, he just laughed and laughed. Thought that was hilarious.
On the Dirty Deeds import, I'm not sure if that was on that particular album or not, because I remember hearing a couple of tunes, and I thought, I have to have this album, and Dirty Deeds and a couple other tunes that were like, yeah, went down to Tower Records and they only had the import. And back then you paid $10 for an import.
Or an import, sure.
$9.99.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to have it. Not one of my top threes, though. I will say.
I remember getting that. No.
Off of High Voltage, my favorite song is Little Lover. I love the groove to it. It's a slower song, and Bon Scott told great stories. You know, they were dirty, but they were fun stories.
I knew that was going to be on your list because you
I know
mentioned
you
that
did.
one before.
Yes, and my second favorite is off of Highway to Hell and Touch Too Much. Another fantastic song from Bon Scott.
I thought about that one too.
Same here. Highway to Hell was my first album of theirs, guys. So
Yeah.
yes, I love me some Highway to Hell. Yep.
And my third favorite came off of Flick of the Switch, which is not a great, well-known AC/DC album. It's a Brian Johnson sung album, but Safe in New York City. I love the song, the groove of that tune, the bass line. Give it a listen. It gets you going.
Deep cut.
Yep. Jim, what about you?
Well, mine might be a little more obvious. I don't know, but I never ever tire of hearing "You Shook Me All Night Long."
Oh yes, great tune,
classic. And you know how I am, short attention span. Usually, like something gets played out for me. This is just one of those songs that never.
Yeah, usually under 3 minutes. We know. Yeah.
Yeah. If You Want Blood, you got it.
Good.
Oh, Jaime, almost on my end. Almost.
Something that rocks.
Yes.
And
almost.
And because I already wrote my list, and I thought of Problem Child afterwards, but Whole Lot of Rosie.
Good tune, yeah.
That song just boogies.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, and that's
wow, Jaime.
I love the live version of that song.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Great song.
Yes.
All great tunes from a fantastic band.
Absolutely.
Can't get enough AC/DC. And like I said, you can put them on at any given time and you're going to get some, so like I said, head bob and rock and roll.
Who made who?
Yep.
2 seconds in.
Great, just straightforward drumming, you know, and some fantastic bass lines, right? And it drives you all the time.
It's pure. Very simple and pure. Yeah.
You know what I just thought about? They're not like particularly a polarizing band. Like if you put on AC/DC at the party, nobody's all like, dude, AC.
Right.
You're going to kill the vibe. No, everybody's always like,
yeah.
Bring it, right?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to flip the switch, and we have talked about this in the past, but I'm going to bring it up once again. Off the top of your head right now, can you name a tune from a well-known band that you never want to hear again? And Jerry, I know you've mentioned a few of them along the way, but it can't be Guns N' Roses. So anybody but Guns N' Roses, Jerry, can you think of a song that you don't ever want to hear?
I don't do quick notice, but let me see. Yeah, can I go last, Frank?
You can go last. Okay, Jim, what about you?
A song that I used to say was probably the worst song ever written. That would be Cherry Pie by Warrant.
Sure.
I can't tell you the last time I heard it, and if it came up, I would immediately change the dial.
And that they wrote that as a filler song at the last minute, became their biggest hit.
And they hated the song. And
they hated it. Yeah.
Now mine is a toss up, and I talked about it this morning on my pick of the day. Aerosmith's Dream On and Poison's Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I don't ever want to hear either one of those songs again for the rest of my days. So, and just because of oversaturation, probably on both of them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, there's no sentimental meaning or anything. It's just it's played way too much. Both of them. Jerry, what came to your mind?
Yeah, even though I love Uncle Ted, Cat Scratch Fever. I could care less if I ever heard that again in my life.
Right.
And it might be what you said, Frank, oversaturation or whatever. To me, I don't know. It just I hate it. I hate it. And that's that's how everybody found out about Ted. And I got into Ted for 3 albums, but I don't want to hear that.
No, it's a completely goofy song listening to it.
It's just a Stormtrooper I could hear all day.
Right.
And it's probably 5 times longer, but Cat Scratch Fever.
It's got a great riff though.
Right.
Well, maybe I heard it.
It does have a great riff.
Maybe I heard it too much. I just
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like that with Wango Tango. I can't stand that song anymore.
I love
hate
that.
Wango Tango.
Wango Tango is like a cup of coffee from Starbucks and a 5-hour energy drink. I love it.
No, don't need to hear that one anymore.
Oh,
That's funny.
man, that one makes me want to go outside and run down the alley and run back.
Oh, it's got tons of energy, no doubt.
Oh, it's loaded.
Yeah, but it is classic Ted Nugent, that's for sure.
Oh, Wango Tango. Yeah.
All right. And what about you, the listener? Do you have favorite top 3 AC/DC songs? Let's hear from you. We'd love to put in the comment section. Love to hear what you're thinking.
Song you never want to hear again.
Right. Let us know. And we will play it the next time for sure. So, Jerry, why don't you go ahead and share some new music for us?
Yes, sir, Jim and Frank. We've got a band out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania called the 18th Hour. And they've been around. I was checking this stuff, and thank you, Frank, and thank you, Dave, for getting back to Frank and the show. Their first album was 03, so they've been doing it. But they've been on stage with Bon Jovi and New Jersey stuff, Poison, best band from radio stations. They're huge to be an unsigned band, and some of the quotes about other people that hear them, how these guys are unsigned is beneath me. But folks, go to 18th Hour on Bandcamp, and it's got pages of bio, much too much to do on our little show here. But the artist is 18th Hour out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The album is, since they've released quite a few albums, but this one is self-titled, 18th Hour, released July 2nd this year, 23. The song Frank's going to spin is Such a Shame. We've got David Zulo on guitar, Jeff Hauser on vocals and guitar, Jim Touchton on bass, and Tom Chafier, or Chafier, on drums by Escape Music Ltd. And just one of the little quotes on Conspiracy Land was just showcases straight ahead rock and roll songwriting at its finest while capturing 18th Hour's live performances, musicianship, which is what this band has become known for over the last decade. 18thhour.com, Facebook, everything, etc. 18th Hour. They're on Apple Music, Bandcamp, everything. 18th Hour out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And the song is Such a Shame.
A slave to better days, soul and face without a name. It's hard to watch your fall from grace. Such a shame to tell you. You'll never know what I held in my heart, in my head. Never feel what I felt. I still can. No one else. Never had to fake a scene. If I were you, I'd bury me. Go to hell by yourself. Cheers to you. I hope this helps. Every day, just a slave to better days. Sullen face without a name. It's hard to watch your fall from grace. Such a shame to tell you. Never know what I held in my heart, in my head. Never feel what I felt. I still can't know what else. Never had to fake a scene. If I were you, I'd bury me. Go to hell by yourself. Cheers to you. I hope this helps.
All right, there's 18th Hour with Such a Shame. Jim, what are you thinking?
Man, that was good. You know, I was listening to Jerry talk about their story. And these guys have been together 10 years doing it.
And
right?
there's a lot more, Jaime. Yeah.
And I think it says something great about a band when they've been together that long, continuing to put out music, regardless of what the record industry is doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing their thing, right? Making
And
music for
well.
the pure love of it.
Yeah.
And I love that. It was great. Kind of almost a little bit of a bluesy, but kind of a heavy blues. I don't know what you call that,
Right.
but great, well written, well executed. Loved the vocals. I thought the dynamics in the song were really great. The breaks were added something to the tune.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Absolutely. I really like the riff. You know, that always catches me, and it sticks. They play it throughout the song, and it stays driving all the way through. Like Jim said, the solo, like that little bit of a little foot pedal on the solo, just a little bit to give
Yeah, I
a little,
like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
give a little something extra, little kick.
Yeah.
18th
18th Hour. Yeah.
vocals were great tune.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you, Dave, for getting back with Frank in the show. And yeah, they've won best band, they've won best live band, they've won all kinds of stuff. Yeah, just good rock and roll right there.
Yeah.
So thank you. 18th
Obviously,
Hour.
obviously good at
Thank
what
you.
they do.
Yes.
I
Very
agree.
good. Yeah.
Hey guys, let's jump right into last episode's riff. Name that riff. And I know you guys. I don't know if you got the riff or not. There was a reason why
never
I
did.
played it,
No,
and it
no,
went
I
like
never did.
this. Now, the reason I played that particular riff is that was Bad Company and Holy Water, and the producer was the same one that produced Giant. And I made the point that their guitars all sound exactly the same effects, the same style of guitar playing, everything. And if you have a chance to check out Bad Company, Holy Water, it's a great album. I like it a lot better than a lot of the Giant stuff that we listened to. But it still had that it wasn't Paul Rogers, but it still had a lot of that Bad Company feel to it. I think that's why I liked it. Still had that 70s vibe, even though the guitars were very modern. So I thought I'd give you guys a break, and I figured you both had this album, I'm sure, and you'll get this. This wasn't a big hit, but it was on the album that I think it was mandatory. It came along with Frampton's Comes Alive and a few other albums that you had to have. But see if you can tell what this riff is.
Yep.
Okay. And if you don't know what that is, and you've been living under a rock right now, Mark Hudspeth is probably writing me as soon as he hears this to tell me he knows exactly who it is. It's one of his favorite bands, I think. So check it out. Let us know in the comment section. Who is that band? What song is that from? Who could that be? So anyways, let's jump ahead. And I've got a band for you. Man, these guys are called Trawl. Trawl. And they come from the murky depths of the Gulf of Maine. It is funk, it is heavy metal, it is rock, but most importantly, it is riffs. And as soon as I played this the very first time, I said, "Oh, I've got to have all this." So I bought the name of the EP is called Cosmic Aquatic. It's a 6-song EP. They've got 6 other releases. But the song I'm going to play is called Omega Rock 6 Intergalactic Shark Invasion. So let that sink in for just a second.
Just rolls off the tongue.
It sure does.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay fresh on that one.
Yes, you are. The band consists of Sean Matthews on vocals, Seth McClellan on bass, Justin Petrie on guitars, and Adam Nichols on drums. Sean and Seth have their own podcast. They talk about their band and everything else that's going on in the world. Once I get that link, I'll put that on ours as well. But oh man, this is just some fun music. And I hope you guys like it as much as I did. And this is Omega Rock 6 Shark Invasion.
It's our last day on earth, so let the party kick up some dirt. Foul beasts from outer space took over our land to eat your face. Crooked smiles with shiny teeth. You better run or become meat. Flesh-eating monsters of Omega Rock 6, eating and drooling over these stairs. You see them creeping all in the woods and hear them breathing in search of boots. So keep an eye out and be ready to fight, or you're gonna end up their dinner tonight. Flesh-eating monsters of Omega Rock 6, eating and drooling over these stairs. Their gray skin so shiny, it's backlit by the moon, with pointed fins on their heads, and you smell like crab rangoon. Well, people call me and need my help, but I can't do that without hurting myself. So I'll keep on fighting to save my life. I'ma grab my children, but not my wife. Flesh-eating monsters of Omega Rock 6, eating and drooling over these stairs. With their gray skin so shiny, it's backlit by the moon, with those pointed fins on their heads, and boy, you smell like crab rangoon. I hear them coming from way out back. They plan on making me a midnight snack.
And there you go. There's Trawl with Omega Rock 6.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Trawl.
Okay,
Oh, T.
Trawl.
Trawl.
Okay, I had B. Yeah.
Oh, I had D.
Ah,
Trawl.
no, Trawl.
But Trawl makes more sense now.
You know,
that you say
Yeah,
that.
it does, don't it?
Yeah.
I found these guys on Bandcamp, and they have a trawlband.com website you can go to and check them out. They've got photos and just everything imaginable. They got a great website. You can learn everything about the band. But this tune just, I again, tongue in cheek, but yet clever as all get out. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What'd you think, Jerry?
I loved it, and again, very cheeky, very funny. But the thing is, Jim and Frank, the music behind it is top notch.
Right. Yes, it is.
That's some top notch musicianship right there. But yeah, that's very clever. Yeah. Very
And
clever.
Jim, what'd you think?
Well, I can see why you liked it.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's easy peasy. Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It made me chuckle. The lyrics are
Yeah.
silly
Yeah.
and over the top, and
Right.
Yeah.
musically pretty fun. Loved the bass tone in this. I thought it was well produced. As I was sitting there thinking, I was like, who writes a song like this? And I thought, like, oh, this is like kind of in the tradition of like Godzilla, Blue Oyster Cult, right?
Yeah.
The whole EP is aquatic based themed songs, but they've got, like, say, 6 other releases. These guys could be playing right along with Guar or any of those type bands.
Yeah.
And their music would fit right in because it's just strong, heavy,
Yeah.
and yet a great story to tell that is, like I say, tongue in cheek all the way.
I think you have to be a band from Maine to make a reference to Crab
The-
Rangoon.
Crab Rangoon.
Yeah.
That was
We wouldn't
fantastic.
do that here in LA, I don't think.
I
No,
wouldn't
we
even
wouldn't.
know what. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so you can check them out on Bandcamp or go to their website, trawlband.com, TRAWL. Check them out.
Pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. While the song was going on and we didn't really cover a mail call because we didn't have any music to talk about, I do have something I want to share that I think will pique both of your interests.
Okay.
I picked this up. I wasn't going to buy it. This is one of those things. One of our friends, Ronnie Barnett, says, I just got this and I it's amazing. I'm going to delve into it. I started looking into it.
Yeah.
And so I picked up Mask Hysteria World Tour 1980 and 81. This is all kinds of clippings and the story of how the band basically imploded during the tour, but yet they took over the world down under in Europe and Australia. They just became super huge.
Bigger. Yeah.
Well, they had zero career here in the United
Why
States.
they were going to the tank here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny, they were barely getting 2,500 to 5,000 people in a stadium here, and they were selling out down under.
Huge.
So anyways, it's fun. It's a good read. What really bothered me the most, and the reason why Unmasked is my least favorite album, and it explains it right first couple of pages. That whole album is not a band album, as we know. Peter Criss didn't play on it, but no, the band didn't play on any of the songs together at all. It was all, well, this was Paul's song, so he did it with his friends, and Ace brought his own stuff in. Anton Fig is the only person who played on every song. So, and it shows to me, like I said, that was their weakest, sappiest.
Yeah, a little sappy. Yeah.
And wasn't a fan of that album.
I liked it because Ace had what, 3 songs on that?
3 or 4 on there, yeah. And
Yeah, Ace showed up on that one.
so
Torpedo Girl. Yeah.
anyways,
Shandy. I like Shandy.
Shandy. Oh, and Is That You wasn't even written by the band. That was
I like that too.
God.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And I
Garbage,
thought
pure garbage.
Pete really took some lessons and brushed up for this one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Right on, Pete.
That was terrible.
Working out, eating right.
Yeah. And what was so odd, it was his producer from his solo album that produced that album. And
Yeah.
then Pete didn't even show up.
Yeah.
So, anyways, how about some new music from you there, Jim?
All right. So last episode, I had a mail call from Manual Scan, and I told you guys this would be
There it is.
the song for this week. David May, brand new. These guys been around since 1981. The original, and maybe the premier mod band out of San Diego, California.
Good old Bart.
Bart Mendoza on vocals and rhythm guitar, Kevin Ring, vocals, lead guitar, percussion, David Flemminger, vocals, piano, mellotron, and Hammond, Tim Blankenship on bass and Jared Lucas on drums. First, I don't even know when their last release was. Mid 80s, I want to say, but brand new from these guys. 3-song, 7-inch on Outro Records. You can find them on outrorecords.com. Go ahead and drop the needle in the groove, Frank.
Dust cleared. I'm afraid to look around. I may not know the terrain. Now that I'm on solid ground. When one is used to earthquakes, finds common fire and flood, it becomes a must to abstain from luxuries like love. We've got all the time in the world for things that might have been. Dreams we're always chasing, excuses that keep growing thin. I can't be the only one that houses to inside, one that feeds on what she wants, the other drifts with pride. When one is used to earthquakes, finds common fire and flood, it becomes a must to abstain from luxuries like love. Used to be gets said a lot, like other things before. Try to be everything you ever wanted, and sometimes more. Tell me, has the dust cleared? I'm afraid to look around. I may not know the terrain. Now that I'm on solid ground. When one is used to earthquakes, finds common fire and flood, it becomes a must to abstain from luxuries like love. We got all the time in the world like love. We got all the time in the world like love. We got all the time in the world like love. We got all the time in the world like love.
All right, there's Manual Scan with David May. Very mod, very and I was, while this was going on, I was looking at them. They were active until 1991.
Yeah.
And you know, right off the bat, we had talked earlier, and you had said, "Oh, this single kind of has a Beatlesque type sound to it."
Feels that way, 60s, yeah.
I felt more like it had, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I thought of Oasis right away. It had
Oh.
that type of, which is a Beatles ripoff in a sense, you know. They're
Modern Beatles, yeah.
yeah, but I felt more.
Don't say that to those guys.
No.
But I felt that was more of an Oasis vibe than, but very mod, just the
Yeah.
same, and excellent tune. It just that in the breakdown there, just fantastic.
Listening to it now, it reminded me a little early Pink Floyd. It's got kind of a psychedelic
Mm-hmm.
little vibe going on to it.
Just good stuff. What'd you think, Jerry?
I liked it a lot. I like the backing vocals. I like to me, it just gives me like a 60s vibe.
Mhm.
Beatley, other groups of that era. Very, very fresh, but it reminds me of something that's not fresh. It's 60s ish,
Yeah.
but very clever, very good musicianship. Great tune, the way it's done. Some of the breakdowns, the backing vocals again, but I like that very much. I'm gonna have to check those guys out, Jaime.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. This is a band that has had 20 plus members through the years, come and go.
Oh,
You know, they had a revolving door, and they're another band. They're on a lot of compilations.
Sure.
You'll catch them on a lot of different things. Very, very popular in the San Diego area. But fantastic tune, Jim.
Toured Europe.
Yep.
Interesting thing about that song. So one of the things I love about Manual Scan, they write songs like in the 2-minute range.
Right.
Everything's 2 minutes, little
we caught
less, little
that,
more,
Jaime.
2 minutes. This is
Believe me.
like a 4-minute song or something like
Yeah.
that. I put it on. I was like, "What? 4 minutes?" I saw that
What's
number
going on?
and I was like, "Yeah, I must be losing my mind here. Something's not right."
Yes.
Yeah, usually poppier, peppier little vibe to their stuff, but this is a little more on the psychedelic side. I think it shows some musical maturity.
Very good. Yeah, and I know I think you're friends with Bart Mendoza on Facebook.
Yes.
We should probably have him on, and Ronnie at the same time. Ronnie is a huge Manual Scan fan,
Rightly so.
and he's asked me a few times, well, why don't you get Bart on there? And
Yeah, he and
have a
I
discussion.
I'll have to
Yeah.
coordinate with that Ronnie. I was
Excuse
thinking
me.
about it today, and
Yeah, Ronnie. Yep.
it's just a matter of finding a time. And last couple times I've reached out to Bart, he hasn't been too responsive. So
Yeah. Very good.
maybe
gonna-
Ronnie can get a hold of him. I don't know.
There you go. Pull some strings, Jaime.
Very good. All right. Well, there was
Some bass strings. Yeah.
3 very different acts
Yep.
this week. Man, we diverse, very diverse.
That's us.
Yeah.
Correct.
We're all about diversity.
That's right. Not only that, folks on Conspiracy Land, but we like to be different.
Too. Yes, I'd say so.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the classic album, because I've been waiting up for this for 2 weeks.
Yes. Jaime.
I got to be straightforward with you guys. A lot of times when the two of you present a classic album, I'm hesitant because
Well, of course.
may know the album, but I don't love it. Or I may know the band, but I don't know all their stuff. And then Jim brings an album that I could probably sing straight through, front to back myself, because I played it so much and still do to this day. So, Jim, why don't you tell us what you got? Oh, and Halen II, folks.
Van Halen II.
Mm.
I
Wow.
want to say March of 1979.
9.
How old were we?
Sophomores? Weren't we?
Sophomore year, right?
weren't
Late sophomore year.
Something like that.
Or was that
No, that's right.
sophomore? That's right.
Yeah.
Because the first one I remember I was sophomore year. Yeah.
Yeah. Released
Yeah.
March 23rd. Peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200. A couple of singles. Has gone on to sell 6 million copies, or just under 6 million copies.
Wow.
Wow.
I wouldn't have thought that, but
Now, right off the bat, let me ask you guys. When you heard Spanish Fly, it's an acoustic piece.
Yes.
Did you think, he's just trying to do something like Eruption, but on acoustic? Or did you think it was so special?
Initially, I loved it.
same.
And then
It's not through an amp.
and then I didn't love it so much. And then I haven't heard the whole story of how he recorded that,
Mhm.
but there was another band in an adjoining studio, and they came in to watch him do it. And he said like they just laughed because they couldn't believe how I was doing this, because it sounds like he's finger picking. And I remember Ted Templeman saying like Eddie Van Halen can't finger pick.
Right.
I mean, he did later, but like Eddie couldn't finger pick. So he's
Right.
doing some kind of
Really?
fretboard wizardry to get
To me, that's total finger
sound.
pick. Wow.
Now I'm not taking anything away from, you know, how his technique or anything. I would have rather have had another song or one of because their songs were constructed great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that was necessary for me, because I wasn't into Van Halen really because of Eddie. You know me. I was into Van Halen for the party that Dave brought. So
Yeah.
I love the guitars, but he wasn't my guitar god, right?
I was all about these guys, but Eddie was my guitar guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. After
and
the debut.
like, and I know what you're saying. Like, look at the pictures on the back of the cover.
Right.
Like, how could you not see that and just think like, holy cat?
They bring it. They bring it.
They bring it. I remember right after this came out, I went out and bought myself a pair of white Capezio shoes because it's when David Lee Roth had a pair of white.
I think I've seen you in them. Yep. way back when. But yeah.
And we talked about it a little bit last episode. Lead off track, You're No Good. How do you feel about it, Gary?
I liked it. I mean, it didn't, send me south. I liked it because folks out in Conspiracy Land, when a new Van Halen album came out, man, I don't care what order they put the tunes in, you're playing it, you're not touching it. So I didn't mind it. I like that weird bass stuff, boom, boom, all that stuff. Mostly because you couldn't wait for a new Van Halen album. It didn't offend me. It was okay. There's some parts in it I like, and the solo, and of course Dave. But yeah, it is what it is. It's probably their most. I mean, after they debut, this was like a Partridge Family album. Just as far as less raunchy, less raucous, less loud, more smooth. But then it's their sophomore, and they probably got let's define your guys' sound. So that's why I love their third album after this came out. So they were like, F you, we're doing it like this. So
I think it was all a natural progression.
I love the album. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I don't have any qualms about it. Yeah.
I thought it was a weird choice for a cover.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a fairly newish song to us still.
It was.
And yeah, what was that? 75, 76?
Somewhere around there. Yeah, Linda Ronstadt had just had a huge hit with it.
It's huge.
I think that's why I was taken aback, because the Kinks, You Really Got Me, was from the 60s. I got that. They added electricity and a lot of feedback and distortion.
Brought the fire.
After they debuted, this was this was a little.
And then they come with this, and this is like limp.
It's like you're I'm waiting in the dentist office. What's going on? Who's that? Oh, is that Van Halen? Really?
Then they do.
If I were producing it, that would not have been the song I would have picked.
No. But oh well. I mean, obviously, hindsight's 2020. They sold, like you said, what? How many million copies? 6 million copies of this album?
Just short. Yeah, 6. Yeah.
Hard to argue with success.
Exactly. Dance the Night Away was a song that was a hit later on.
The cowbell.
And it's not a hard song. It's one of their softer tunes that they do. But man, what a great song that is.
Still one of my all-time favorite songs.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I was talking about You Shook Me All Night Long, song I never get tired of.
Right.
I will never, ever get tired of hearing Dance the Night Away.
Yeah, that cowbell and that hi-hat.
So good.
Oh, that intro. As soon as I hear it.
We heard some more guitar overdubs on this than we did on the first Van Halen album.
Yeah.
A little more prominent, covering over Eddie's solos a little bit. Not that I minded that at all, but I always thought,
No.
how are they going to do that live? How is that? And this was my first show going to see them, and they did it just fine. You know, they played so damn loud that it didn't matter. You know,
Yeah.
Michael Anthony's bass and his singing, bar none, some of the best stuff you'd ever heard.
The bass came alive on this record.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
You could hear the bass, and you could,
You
man,
could feel the bass on this.
and you
record.
could really appreciate his playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That intro on Light Up the Sky.
Mhm. Exactly.
Hey and Eddie
This-
are going up the neck simultaneously.
Yeah.
This is an album. We'll let the record do it, Jerry. Well,
Sorry.
well, we have a
Episode
record,
118. Yeah, I should be used to it. Yeah.
record of two sides by far. This is a record that actually on an LP, this is what an LP should sound like, because you definitely have side one and side two,
Side 2.
right? And I love side two. A lot of times
Oh,
records
yeah.
kind of falter a little bit. You know, the lesser, more important songs get thrown on side two, maybe one or two to keep you interested. All of side two, Spanish Fly included, winner.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Great album, Jim.
So you got a favorite song on the record, Frank?
Well, let's see. There's 10 tunes on here, and this one was probably not their hardest tune, but it. And again, I love this. I love Dave's storytelling. You know, and this just fit in. You think, oh, what do we got here? We're gonna be playing this, and then it jumps in, and Michael Anthony's backing vocals, and just So today, yeah, "Women in Love" is my favorite song.
Interesting.
What about you, Jerry?
Same. And I believe that is song 1 on side 2, Mr. Dragato.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I'm pretty sure. But
have
I
to
love
look-
Women in Love. I love that song. Jaime, you got the album. What's the first song on side 2?
I can look it up right here.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I think you're "Light Up the Sky" or something like that,
Oh, that's right. I take
Yeah.
that back. That's right. Light Up the Sky. Yeah.
and that's a hard rocker, man. Light Up the
I
Sky.
love
Oh.
Women in Love, Frank.
Yeah,
I
great
love
tune.
that song. I
And
love it. And you,
and-
and what's funny is you mentioned Michael Anthony's vocals
Right.
backing.
Yeah,
So they-
Concur.
They didn't put the songs in order on the back. They just
Of course
listed
not.
the songs.
Oh, dadgummit. Well, don't open it. Yeah.
It's "Light Up the
But
Sky," I believe,
That's my favorite.
Hold on, I
No,
can-
I think you're right, Frank. I think Light Up the Sky was the first one.
Light Up the Sky,
Yeah.
Spanish Fly,
yep, DOA.
DOA,
That's a great
Women
tune
in
also.
Love, and Beautiful Girls finished it off.
I didn't know Women in Love was that far back. Okay, well, anywho,
And Beautiful
but agree
Girls.
with you 100%, Frank. Agree with
Yeah.
you 100%. Women in Love is by far my favorite off of that album.
Like
By
I said,
far.
I love DOA. I love Beautiful Girls. Light Up the Sky.
Light Up the Sky too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That little breakdown in the middle. And
My
Yeah.
goodness. What a fantastic album. Jim, what's your favorite tune today?
yeah, Women in Love.
I knew you would ask that.
It's a tough one.
And well, it's tough. And I narrowed it. I narrowed it down to 5. So my favorite
well,
ones
we're halfway there. Yeah.
are, Dance the Night Away,
Uh-huh.
Somebody Get Me a Doctor,
Yep.
Bottoms Up,
Okay.
Light Up the Sky,
Yeah.
and DOA.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna go with let's jump in on this. Here's that bass. Yep. We just didn't hear stuff like this in
No.
1979. It was
And that
so
vocal. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
So I guess if I had to break it down,
It's Warner Brothers. We're gonna we may not even
probably Dance the Night Away or DOA.
okay. DOA. I just love the way Dave he's done a lot of that business. But I was just thinking this is a Warner Brothers record. We're probably this whole episode is probably going to get a strike just because of the Van
Well,
Halen.
yeah.
They're so
You know what
funny.
I looked at? What did we say? 10 songs?
Yeah.
32
That's fine.
minutes.
I was gonna say it's like 31 minutes and change. Like
Yep.
Yep, 38. Yeah, I'll give you that. 31 and change.
how it
So
should
you're-
be, folks out there in conspiracy land.
That's all you need. And this is why a record like this you will listen
Excuse me.
to over and over and over
Oh,
because
yes,
the
yes,
songs
yes,
are
yes.
so good, and yet the total of it is so short. You can go back and do it again.
And I've said it on other shows, gentlemen. Back in the day, folks on Conspiracy Land, we put the album out. And I could have sworn back in the day in my room, I sat there for 2-3 hours to listen to that one album.
Right.
And now, as we're older, and I see, this album, 32 minutes. So the
Yeah.
whole album of Van Halen 2 is barely a half hour? No way.
Yeah.
No way. It was way longer back then.
Yeah.
So, maybe young minds can't
Okay,
count.
so-
I don't know.
Here's my question to both of you.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
What
sir.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about today. Better than Van Halen 1?
No.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Tell me what.
I'm gonna tell you what. The first Van Halen album was so groundbreaking
Mm.
that they couldn't top it, in my opinion. However, this album doesn't fall too many rungs down the ladder, if at all.
No.
It's right on par with the first album because these songs are, I think, again, they were playing all these tunes live for years.
Yeah.
So that's why they come off so good on the album. Is they've been practicing for like the first album for all those years. They're strong songs. And when you go back and look at old bootlegs and listen to them, half these songs, you'll hear them in their shows. And some of the lyrics are a little different, or there might be,
Parts of them. Yeah.
but maybe Ted polished them up for him.
Parts of them ended up in other songs.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, not better than, but equal to, in my opinion.
Yeah. How many bands come out of the gate? They kill it on the first record, and then they hit that sophomore jinx, man.
Oh,
The second album comes out, and it's like, what happened?
exactly.
And the theory is always that they had a lifetime to write the first album,
Right. And
and then they had weeks to write the second album.
Now they're
Right.
making money and they're under pressure. Yeah.
oh, they're on tour.
Damn,
In the old
the
days-
man.
On
Damn the
tour.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
now they're in cahoots with the man. The man's got
Yeah.
his thumb. Well,
Yeah, that was it was a double-edged sword, I guess, to be in a band back in those days, because what you want is you want to play your music and you want to have fans and you want to sell records. And then once you do that, now you got to do it again. What?
right. Hurry
Yeah.
up. Hurry up.
Right. So, but see, this was a band, in my opinion, even Diver Down, as cover filled as it is, I don't think they, with Dave Lee Roth, they didn't put out a bad album. I don't think they put out a bad album with that other guy either, but I don't like them. So that first batch,
That's Sammy Hagar, folks.
That who it is?
Yeah. The other guy, yeah.
I can imagine his name.
I can't say his name without a little vomit coming up. So, yeah,
You gotta get some rock candy. Try some rock candy.
now
Make it
those
feel
albums
better,
that he made,
Well done.
that David Lee Roth made with them, they were all good.
Yeah.
Even like Mean Streets and all that, just they went, you can tell they were going through their times, and the times were changing.
1984. That album is
Fantastic album.
absolutely.
So,
But the originals that they did on Diver Down are amazing.
Yeah.
Hang 'em High.
mhm.
Full
Bug.
Bug. Full Bug is a
yeah,
rocking. Yes.
absolutely.
They killed on songs.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't
Cathedral. Ooh.
I don't know how they did sales wise as time went on. This was a band that never had a #1 album. They didn't do that, but they were making money on the road. So who knows?
I just saw an interesting interview with Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, and I think with Howard Stern, saying that Eddie was asking to join Kiss,
That's their take on it. Yeah.
and they told him no, like, you can't do that, you got your own band, blah blah blah. Well, they said they went back to the studio and Eddie played him the demo of Jump, and their take was, what are you doing? like, so what are you going to put guitars over the top of this? And he goes, no, it's just this keyboard part,
Right.
you know? And they were like, oh no, you're a guitar player. This isn't going to work. And I think that was like their only #1 hit
Yeah.
was Jump.
Well, and they did with him, when Dave was in the band, that they didn't have #1 hits. But like I said, they were a live band.
They were, well,
know.
they were a different band.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably did have #1 songs with it. They had other
Van
guys.
Halen's first
yeah.
album with Sammy Hagar was the band's first #1
I'm bleeping his name out this whole time when I edit it. So
on
you know.
Billboard 200.
Yeah, they did
The
have
singer-
#1 records with the other dude.
No, they did.
The first Van Halen album with the singer from Montrose.
Who, yeah, he got kicked out of that band too, didn't he?
I have no idea.
Ronnie
about
Montrose. He broke the band up, basically. Ronnie Montrose did.
Didn't he have health issues
Yeah.
though? I thought
Yeah.
that was health
Yeah.
issue
Yeah.
thing.
Probably
well,
caused
yeah.
by that other guy. Yeah.
Oh. Hello, baby.
God.
Frank's on the edit button, Jaime.
You
I
better
His
know.
thumb's getting sore. His
It's all
thumb's
right.
getting sore. Yeah.
All right.
It's
Van
all
Halen
right.
2. Check it out.
Yeah.
Essential
Women
Van
in Love,
Halen.
though. Women in Love, my favorite, Frank. Has
Excellent
always
tune.
been.
Yeah.
Always been. That intro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Essential,
goosebumpy
right?
stuff.
Essential.
Goosebumpy. It's
Yeah.
goosebumpy. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
again, and not to belabor the point. If somebody says to you, "Hey, who's this Van Halen band? Who are these guys? What should I listen to figure out who they are?"
Debut.
First album and their second album, right? Look at you, yeah. Women and
Yeah.
children.
I'd go
first.
debut. I'd go, yeah.
Yeah, they all go. They're all good albums,
Yeah.
but
Debut. And I'd probably go debut. Fair Warning, 1984. Yep.
now, and I'm going to be totally honest. I own some of that other stuff, but I can't tell you any of the songs on them. And I'm sure there's some good stuff. But you guys may know, what album of that era would you say you need to listen to this as well?
Ooh.
5150.
Well, we're going 86, 88, 91, 95 was their
Oh.
4 with that guy.
OU812.
So, yeah. Yeah, well, you got 5150, OU812 for unlawful carnal knowledge, balance. I might have missed one.
But I'm with you, Frank. Other than I don't hate the other guy. It's just
the music changed so drastically.
I just preferred the band before.
Yeah. But like I said, I
Well,
think I own those albums, 3 of them anyway. I don't have balance, I know that. But I wouldn't be able to tell you the song titles that are on there, other than maybe I would have to take a stab in the dark of a song and figure out if it was on which album. I don't know. And that was because of my personal preference of they changed so much. That
Well,
didn't hold
Frank,
my-
let me ask you this. What do you think? What did you think, or what do you think of A Different Kind of Truth? That Dave came back
Well, number one, Dave
from
came back.
2012 with no Michael Anthony.
Right. It did not
What's your
sound the
opinion?
same.
Okay.
See, and then I went to that concert when that tour when they came around.
I did too. Yeah.
And I swear on all that
Cool
I
and the
looked
Gang
of-
opened up for him. I was like, what?
No, that was the first reunion one. The Different Kind of Truth tour was
That was
after.
before Different Kind of Truth?
Yes.
I gotta check my
Yeah. They had a
ticket
reunion
stub.
tour,
Hmm.
and then Different Kind of Truth. We went and saw them up here in Devore, and I swear I still heard Michael Anthony playing backing
Right.
vocals, singing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could be wrong, but they deny it.
Could be right.
Yeah. And
I could
don't-
be wrong, but I could be right.
the one with Cool and the Gang, I think that was their reunion show where there was mostly older songs because they came out with that. And time frames.
I think so. I'm trying to. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Because
I'll
I
have
think
to
all they
check
played
that.
was Tattoo and Frosty off the new album when it was
Oh,
live.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But not the again, these were all songs that were written in the 70s, and Dave just added lyrics to them.
Mhm.
And then I heard I guess Eddie and Alex brought in a tune that they were working on, and Dave refused to do it because I guess it had some Sammy lyrics at one time, or something like
Oh,
that.
boy.
Dave, being the
Oh,
prima
boy.
donna that he is, refused to have anything to do with it.
I hope
So-
that never happens to us.
Yeah, no. What are you gonna do? Oh, anyways, love the album because Dave was on it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next episode, 119, I'll have the classic pick. And I was trying to figure out if we had worked on this band before or not. I thought we had talked about them at some time, and Jerry will know right off the bat. Jim says no, and I don't think so. But early 70s, how about some Jethro Tull and Aqualung? Have we ever talked about this album?
No.
We may have. Remember back in our different format where we pick this and that? Because sometimes when I pick my favorite, I go, I know we covered that.
Right.
But
Well,
if Jaime says no, that's good enough for me.
This has got some great tunes on there, and there's some I don't remember off the top of my head, but you'll be familiar with Aqualung, Cross-Eyed Mary, and
Mary.
A Locomotive Breath.
Mhm.
You know, and there's a few others here on here, but Jethro Tull, Aqualung, check it out. That'll be
All
our
right.
Awesome.
album.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know, Jerry. You have anything else you want to say?
Yes, I do, Jim and Frank and folks on Conspiracy Land. We appreciate you listening so much. We've got the 18th Hour, Trawl, and Manual Scan. It's out there, folks. Whenever you're thinking, there's no good freshy music out there, it's out there, folks. Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, whatever, YouTube. Thank you for listening and watching our show. Drop us a line at jfjshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much, folks, for listening, and we love you very much, and keep rocking.
All right. Well, I talk all throughout the show, and I don't give you guys much of an opportunity, so I don't have any much more to say other than
Stay fresh.
Oh, shit.
Cheese bags.
stay fresh
Excuse
cheese
me.
bags. And I'm gonna have
Sorry.
fun editing the shit out of
I
Jerry.
know you will. You've done it, you do it every damn show.
All right, Jim. What
I
do you
said,
got
where's
to
my
say?
funny line? Where's my funny line that made him laugh? It's gone.
You gotta have one first, yeah.
Well, if you made it this far, you like anything you heard, smash that like button, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Every 2 weeks or so, we'll slide right into your DMs. Smooth as silk.
Smoother
This
than
is as smooth as this whole segment's going.
All right. Oh my goodness.
I even snortled on that one.
Oh,
I did
my
the old,
goodness.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think that
Love you
we've said
guys. Yeah, love you guys.
all that we could really say. So, Jim, why don't you take us on home?
The shop is thankfully closed. Because as I was just sitting here, I just thought of Problem Child, which I
Right. Another
freaking
song
love
pops
that
up.
one too.
Exactly.
What did you say, Jaime?
Oh boy, look at him.